Hello and welcome to Poker News. Shares in online gambling across Europe and Canada took a hit last week after the shock news that David Carruthers, chief executive of Bet On Sports plc, was arrested and charged with racketeering and fraud. Carruthers was stopped by American officials whilst changing flights at an American airport travelling between Costa Rica and the UK. The charges stemmed from his company Bet On Sports taking online bets from US citizens in contravention of the 1961 Wire Act, which prohibits the taking of American bets by telephone. Representatives from the Department of Justice had previously stated that under the Wire Act they also consider bets taken by online gambling sites from US citizens to be an illegal act. Carruthers and 10 other employees of Bet On Sports and 3 Florida promotional companies were charged with conspiracy, racketeering and fraud in the United States. The Department of Justice is seeking to seize $4.5 billion from the defendants, as well as cars and computers. In response to the indictment, Bet On Sports shares fell 24% before the company suspended trading.
The game that everyone has been talking about as separating the men from the boys came to a breathtaking conclusion recently when Chip Reese was crowned Horse Champion of 2006. The high-stakes, multi-discipline 3-day poker tournament was a true test for any poker professional. Not least demanding was the massive buy-in required by the event that many have argued is elitist, preventing many less well-oiled players from competing. The argument will doubtless continue to rumble on, as the very point of the game was to cater for the high-stakes professional only. The game is formed of Hold'em, Omaha, Raz, Stud, and 8 or better, a form of stud. With Reese Brunson, Cloutier, Block and Ivey all at the final table, the tournament lived up to its elitist reputation. Having played the 5 variations of poker over 2 days, the final table was decided over Texas Hold'em. Reese took nearly $2 million in first place, followed by Andy Block in second and Phil Ivey in third.
Now let's take a look at who's made the most money at this year's World Series. Unsurprisingly, in first position is the winner of the much-anticipated horse, David "Chip" Reese. During this event, he made a staggering $1,700,000, and it's the only event he's cashed this year. Second place goes to the incredible Jeff Madsen, who, at the tender age of 21 and unheard of before this year's WSOP, has come first in 2 events, gaining 2 bracelets. He's also come third in another, thus proving he's no one-hit wonder. Altogether, at this year's WSOP, he's made $1,400,000. The third spot goes to Andy Block, who came second in the horse event, which won him a cool $1 million. He's also come 8th in the $1,000 no-limit Hold'em and 23rd in 2 other events. All these cashes accumulate to $1,100,000. Following in 4th is the prominent Phil Ivey, who's still on 5 bracelets, as he hasn't won any events this year so far. However, he came 3rd in the mighty horse event, which won him a satisfying $600,000. Altogether, Ivey has made a respectable $800,000 from this year's cashes. And finally, in 5th is Jeff Cabanillas, who's only cashed in 1 event so far. However, he did come first. It was a $5,000 no-limit Hold'em game, which gained him $800,000.
Everybody at the World Series has been raving on about the horse event. It's not commonplace in casinos in the UK, but would you like to see it become a regular fixture?
I've no desire to play it myself, but so as I say, if other players want to play it, why not? Yes.
No. Hold'em's the one. It's always been the one. Omaha, close second, but they're the main 2, I think, personally.
Oh, definitely. I mean, there's not many casinos over here that do poker properly, so it'd be nice to see that.
No, I think they should just stick to one game, to be honest, and let everyone have a chance of getting in.
For the poker pros, it probably is already taken over, and the players who are professionals in Vegas will probably prefer to win the horse event this year than the main event.
And finally, on the day the Rio ran out of prunes, an overjoyed grandmother became a world champion when she won the 2006 WSOAP Seniors event. It was a tough 2-day tournament for the aged entrants, which boasted the most amount of seniors since the WSOP began in 1970. The winner, Claire Miller, maintained her chip lead throughout the final table after entering the tournament along with her husband, both of whom took up poker during their retirement. That's all from me. I'll see you next time.